Well, there's always going to be technical difficulties on the Candid Athletic Training podcast.
He got scared.
I don't think so. I think there's just a little technical difficulty. He's going to come back. I swear, guys. Oh, there's the man, the myth, the legend.
Here we go.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome to my show. This is not the Candid Athletic Training podcast anymore. This is now the Dillon podcast. Thanks for being here tonight. Super excited to join Chad and Kevin as kind of a co-host for tonight's episode. And I'd like to go ahead and bring in both Chad and Kevin now and say hello to them.
Hello.
Hey guys.
Hey, Dillon.
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you? This is
fantastic.
We're really excited. We've never guest hosted.
Yeah, I know. It's I've never been a guest host either, so this is a completely new experience for everyone.
I think I'm just going to sit back and have a beer tonight.
I just want to say hi, Nicey Smith. I like that pink shirt.
Nicey's back.
So Dylan, what's tonight gonna look like?
You know, I'm still trying to figure that out. Just similar to you all, I'm not quite sure what tonight will look like, but we're gonna just go through the role and figure that out as we go through things. So it should be a fun time. I've got some stuff planned, and ultimately, I think we're just gonna have a strong conversation and see where this thing goes. I think we're gonna follow some of our typical or your typical patterns of weekly topics and then a main topic, and we'll go from there.
So
Dylan, you're allowed to say "our." You're definitely allowed to say "our."
Our.
You are definitely part of the show.
Our show. But you know what? It's your first time hosting, so why don't you tell the listeners, the people on the live stream who are on with us right now, and then those who may check this out a week later in the audio form, tell these people who you are.
Yeah, so my name's Dillon, like we've established previously. I am an athletic trainer in minor professional hockey. I've bounced around a lot in the last few years. I currently work for a new expansion team called the Savannah Ghost Pirates. We are just getting things started and going to work things out. I also work with the Savannah Bananas. So anyone who is a fan of baseball and may have seen some of those TikTok videos or tweets or Instagrams, I am part of the Savannah Bananas and Banana Ball. Just kind of getting my feet wet. I've only been in the Savannah area for the past few years, or past few months, excuse me. Prior to that, I worked in Norfolk, Virginia, again with the minor league hockey team. And then previously, I've worked in Amarillo, Texas. I've worked for Colorado College. I did a little bit of PRN and EMS work. Just kind of bounced around, kind of working my way around to find the right fit for me.
Okay, so that's your resume, but who are you?
Who is Dylan?
What do you like?
That's me.
What the part of
That is me.
What are your
I want to know one. No, I got one question for you, Dylan. Do you either have the largest hands in the entire world, or is that really small cup?
This is a small cup. This is my latte
okay.
cup. This is what I drink whenever I talk to you all. So this is a pretty small cup.
Adsfan 12.
Just a little latte.
Adsfan 12. I know you texted us. You cannot see the comments. Adsfan 12 says we miss you in Norfolk. It's Norfolk, right?
Well, I do. It's Norfolk. Yeah, it's not Norfolk.
Yeah, I know.
Norfolk.
You get funny looks if you say
Norfolk.
if you say Norfolk when you're there. But it's Norfolk. I had a good time in Norfolk and working my way around there. But excited for this new venture of starting an expansion team. You know, not every athletic trainer's got the opportunity to rebuild things and or to build things from the ground up. So very excited for that. But kind of going back to who I am, I'm a little bit of an athletic training nut, an emergency medicine nut. I know Mike Hoppers now. I probably owe him a drink because I told him that I wasn't going to talk about emergency medicine.
When?
But yeah,
tonight or just in general?
Tonight. Yeah, he had commented on Twitter and was like, I bet that there's going to be a conversation about emergency medicine, to which I said that I wasn't going to, but here we are. So, yeah, it's, you know, I spend my days, I enjoy long walks on the beach, you know, a good old fashioned or two, taking my dog on a walk. I've got a dog. His name's Gretzky. He's running around here somewhere. I gave him a treat to keep him quiet throughout the video, so he didn't interrupt it. But we might get a Gretzky appearance or two throughout the day. Yeah.
Is there a rivalry with the Portland team?
Is there a rivalry with the Portland
between the Savannah Bananas and the Portland Pickles?
Oh,
I saw on social media there was maybe
there might be a rivalry between the athletic trainers.
Yeah, that's what I've heard and seen. Actually, on social
I
media,
I don't.
There was a social media banter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Pickle versus a banana.
I didn't know about that.
That's a good
pickles
fat.
versus bananas.
That's quite the fat.
That would be a good fat.
Fat pickles or
yeah, I don't
fat
know.
bananas?
I haven't heard of any of those any rivalries between those two, and you know, I think the Bananas play a completely different style of baseball compared to anybody else. So not quite sure if it's true rivalry or if it's just a namesake rivalry.
Yeah, I was sent a video, and it looked like there was some bad blood brewing. There was a Savannah Bananas jersey, and then the Pickles mascot may have taken offense to the banana being in the stand. Abby wants to know what's firmer, a banana or a pickle. Dillon, we'll let you handle that one.
Yeah, my answer's got to be pickle. My answer's got to be a pickle. See, I don't. Long story short, but I don't eat bananas. There's a long story behind that, but I avoid bananas at all costs.
Huh. I would think it depends on the age of the banana or the pickle.
Yeah.
Greatly determines the firmness of said pickle or banana.
This is true. Well, they both sag with age, so
there you go. There. Now we're talking. That's what she said. That is what she said.
We were going to get there eventually. Just had to work our way up.
That's also what she said.
Yeah.
And now the hits keep coming.
So, Dillon, before we do whatever you want to do, why don't you pay the bills for us?
Yeah. Who's the best friend?
Yeah, you know, go ahead and thank Healthy Roster. You know, I don't use them, but I'd love to use them. My EMR that my league uses isn't the best, and definitely wish that we could use Healthy Roster. And thanks for paying the bills and keeping the electric on and making the Wi-Fi work.
Well, without Healthy Roster, we don't do this live stream, and if we don't do the live stream, you are not hosting.
Yeah, no hosting.
One of our live streamers One of the live streamers just said they think they are getting Healthy Roster. And one of the other live streamers asked if you can pay their rent. You still can't see the comments.
I cannot pay their rent.
Can you see
the comments?
Oh, really? Yeah.
Because somebody really needs their rent paid. Because they ain't paying no rent ever.
Oh, wait, hold on. I found it. I'm able to see the comments.
Okay, good.
Hey, there we go.
So if you have a question for the host, put it in the YouTube, and then he'll have to read them.
He said put it in the YouTube.
Put it in the comments.
How old of a man is Chad?
Put it in the YouTube.
I want to put it on the internet. Like, I want to put it on the internet.
I want to be on you.
Ed, I need to go up and visit my family in Vermont. So my grandparents live in Vermont. My entire family's from the East Coast. So I need to go up and visit my grandparents in Vermont. So my mom will be up there this weekend if you want to arrange a meetup with my mom, Ed. But I will not be there with her.
You're just setting yourself up there.
That's
for
fantastic.
failure.
I bet Dillon's mom's really nice. You know, they could all share
is nice.
some syrup together, some Vermont syrup.
All right, take it away, sir.
So we want to roll into some of our weekly topics. Chad, can you go ahead and throw up the FMK?
Yeah. You said you wanted to start where? FMK?
FMK.
There's a graphic for that.
There we go.
This actually works, and
There is a graphic for that.
and it's not glitchy, is it?
I see no glitches. That's thanks to Healthy Roster's wonderful Wi-Fi over there.
Good plug.
All right, so why don't you explain
There you go.
to a new listener what FMK is, and then why don't you tell us what we're FMing tonight?
Yeah, so FMK is that game that we all love to play, where you basically are given 3 options, and you have to decide between those options which one you would rather marry, which one you would rather kill, and then which one you would rather F. And F goes for everything that you think it would mean. Exactly.
Before we get into FMK, I just want to pick your brain. What's your favorite segment that we do? Do you like the FMK? Do you like the fat? Do you like the top 5? I mean, what's your preference? Do you like the feature topics?
It depends. I think it depends on the content of the topics that change it all. I will say though, and I know that I've expressed this in the live streams in the past, but we need to know. Us fans are dying to know what the facts will be prior to it, so that way if we need to watch a TV show or a video or a movie, we'll have the opportunity to watch it so we can talk about it, because otherwise I just sit there completely lost. And typically when those types of conversations start, that's when I go and I cook my dinner and I zone out for the first 15 minutes or so.
So you're saying we need to plan more and react less. What kind of athletic trainers do you think we are?
Plan. You're the athletic trainer. You're the brand new athletic trainers who are just starting out and writing every single rehab down for weeks out and to end, and then going from that pathway.
Absolutely.
That was definitely the first 4 episodes of Candid Athletic Training. Then we quickly became the ones of like, I don't know, we'll figure it out today, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. See what happens. Curveballs.
Yeah. So tell us, what are we FMing Kane tonight?
Yeah, so we're going to FMK 3 of my absolute favorite things. We're going to FMK when you're driving on a bus, let's say a minimum of a 4-hour trip, and you have no AC and it's the middle of summer. Then your other option is going to be when you blow a tire on a bus and it takes multiple hours for it to get switched or changed. And then the last one is going to be you've had a long day and you are stuck in non-moving traffic on your way home. So a little backstory to this one. In our league, we do a majority of bus driving, and we do fly occasionally, but the majority of what we do is drive our buses. And this last season, my bus experienced 3 blown tires, all at separate times. But yeah, we experienced 3 blown tires throughout the entire season, and countless hours spent on the side of the highway.
Why were you sabotaging the bus tires?
I really enjoyed spending time in a close, packed environment with my team and working on trying to
love it.
Come up with ideas on how to not strangle each other while we were sitting on the side of the highway not doing anything.
Perfect.
Kumbaya. So
exactly, all coming kumbaya.
Do you want to go first, or do you want us to go first, or how do you want to do this?
We can. I can go first.
All right, go for it.
Do it.
Show.
So if I'm FMKing, I'm probably going to go ahead and kill the no AC on the bus. And it's simple in the fact that you can only get so naked on a bus before people start to look at you. And it is very, very uncomfortable.
If you're getting naked on the bus, you're not killing.
Regardless of no, I'm definitely killing. So having no AC on the bus is a complete nightmare scenario for me.
Sweaty butts.
Marrying on the bus, marrying. What I'm probably going to end up marrying is the blown, I'm going to marry the stuck in non-moving traffic on your way home from a game. And the reason for that is it allows time for me to sit down and actually do athletic training work and try and maybe get my notes caught up or do anything of that nature. And then it also allows me time to catch up on whatever videos and TV shows that have been recommended to allow me time to watch.
So he's marrying it to do his job. And then he's gonna marry it because he only is an athletic trainer. He's nothing else. And then he even threw a jab in there. If he's gonna marry it, and we told him what to watch, that's when he could do it. That's a low blow too. I don't know about this Dillon guy hosting this show anymore. Keep going, Dillon.
So you got one left.
So then I'm gonna kill the blown tires on the bus. It's a complete and utter waste of time, and you never know how long that technician is gonna come out to fix it. You could be sitting there for 6 hours. You could be sitting there for 3 hours. You could have to transfer buses in the middle of the rain and drive the last 10 miles of your trip. So yes, I will go ahead and that's my recommendation. That's what I would FMK. I'd like to hear what you all have to say.
Ads fan 12 asked, "Did you change the tire or the boys?"
No, we do not have our players change the tire, nor do I change the tire. So we will be we have our bus company had a technician for that.
Oh,
I hope so.
I thought the question was if you had to change either the tire or change the players on the bus, what would you do? Change the boys or change the tire? That's how I read it. Did you change the tire or the boys?
Depends on the team.
Yeah, you changed the boys because you switched.
Depends on the team.
Yeah,
I think if I got a blown tire on the side of the road, I'm only 10 miles away from my destination, I'm calling an Uber.
Oh, yeah.
Some of our guys wanted to do that.
Peace.
Some of our guys wanted to call an Uber, but it was also at like 3 a.m. when there weren't any Ubers just south of Macon, Georgia.
Oh, well, you might get a fun Uber at that time. I mean, real fun, right in the middle of nowhere. You don't know what you're going to get.
Kevin, you want to go next, or
I'll go next.
Okay,
I love it. Okay, very close. I mean, real similar to our friend Dillon here. I'm definitely going to marry stuck in the non-moving traffic because eventually, that's going to move. Eventually, it's going to move. Eventually, we're going to get funneled off the highway. Something's going to happen that we're stuck in traffic, but it's going to move. The possibility of the promised land in the very near future, I'm going to take. I've been stuck in traffic, really bumper to bumper, non-moving traffic throughout Phoenix. Should have taken 20 minutes to get home. Took 2.5 hours. I'll take that over. We're stuck in the middle of nowhere with a blown tire. I'm going to kill the blown tire. You have no clue when that is going to get fixed. And I think I want to have at least a tangible optimism in what's going to happen. And so therefore, I have to F no AC. I've done it once. I could do it again. It's a sweaty mess. You see things that you never thought you were going to see. And you know what? You learn what you can handle. Maybe you can handle 95 degrees in the middle of the night, no AC, in the deep south on a bus with no AC. Sometimes it's an interesting ride. What do you got, Chad?
Man, this is quite a challenge, quite a dilemma.
So I think I did the same thing as Dillon. Dillon, did I copy you? Did I do the same thing? Just different reason?
Did.
Okay, all right.
You copied me.
Yeah, so we got Ed on the live stream said, marry the traffic. Nothing broken, just slow going. F the blown tire. Kill the no AC. Kevin Joyce says, kill the no AC. F the traffic. Marry the long trip. Abby says, kill the no AC. Marry the traffic. F the trip.
F it.
Nathan Irvin says, kill no AC. Marry the traffic. F the blown tires. Boy, oh boy. So I think the no AC on the bus. I've been there. Done that. I think I have to marry it. It's only a 4-hour bus ride. If this was an 8 or 12, my answer would be different. A 4-hour is a little layup. Did we lose our
host?
We lost our host.
Oh God.
We lost our host.
It must be his dog.
Maybe he got bored with us and he went to cook his dinner.
Go click that link again.
If it was a 4-hour, he back.
Somebody's calling. I hope everybody heard that. Did everybody hear the?
Was that on your end or our end?
What do you think happened?
I have no clue. Everything just froze.
Okay.
Well, that's good. At least we know how to get you back.
Okay, so
I didn't hear any of Chad's FM.
Okay, so I was just basically getting started here. I was reading the live streamers. So I said, because it's a 4-hour bus trip, I'm going to marry the AC going out. I think I can make that work. It's not slowing down the total trip. You're still going to get to your final destination. It might be a little uncomfortable. It might be a little sticky, but you're going to make it work. So I'll marry it because that's what marriage is. It's like putting up with the not perfect, not the ideal situation. Now, my answer might be different if this was a longer trip, but 4 hours.
Wait, so
like
are you saying your wife isn't ideal? Is that
no, not by any stretch of the imagination.
Whoa.
No, she's a great person, but it's just like any relationship. It's ups and downs. I love her to death. She's a great person. Sometimes do I want to strangle her? Absolutely. There's times where she wants to strangle me, like right before I left for this podcast.
Oh.
It's just the way it works. It's like no AC. It's not perfect, but you'll make it work. It's fine. You can shed some layers. I mean, you can't shed all the layers like you said, but that's okay. So, I'm going to marry that. I'm going to F the stuck in non-moving traffic on your way home. To me, this is the ideal situation to lose yourself. I was going to go with the Forgetting Sarah Marshall quote, lose yourself and fuck. To fall asleep or to, like you said, you want to do some work, not me. I just want, like, if it's after a game that's usually like late night, I just want to put my headphones on, fall asleep, maybe watch a TV show. I think it's great. I think it's a great recharge time. So I'll take that one. I'm gonna kill the blown tire because there's nothing productive coming from that time. It's awful. You're totally out of control and there's nothing you can do. So that's it. That's what I got.
That's what we got.
That's fair enough.
All right.
What's next?
Alrighty. So now we're going to transition into a friend or a foe.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I've worked since I've graduated college. I have worked solely as an individual sole athletic trainer. I've had no assistant athletic trainers. I haven't been anyone's assistant athletic trainers. It's just been me. So given the fact that you're not overworked, you've got enough work-life balance, you've got the right amount of athletes that are working with you.
Wait,
and you're not overworked.
Are you saying athletic trainers can have a work-life balance?
This is hypothetical.
Oh, hypothetical. Okay.
Yeah,
just making sure.
Saying that you're not overworked as a solo athletic trainer. Was it a friend or a foe to work as a solo athletic trainer? And I'll have you guys go first this time.
You're up, Chad.
You know what? I've never done it because I was always at my first and only, traditional setting was at the college. So there was always a staff there, but I'm going to go friend. I think sometimes when you have more than one, as long as you feel like you have somebody you can reach out to, a support system, if you can bounce some ideas or questions off. I mean, that's the strength of working as a staff. Hi. I have no idea who that was. But to be the only person there and everything has to funnel through you, sometimes it can just make it simpler. There was even times where I would split a sport with someone else, and then you get that whole, well, mom said, no, I'm going to go ask dad. And then the communication between athletic trainer A and athletic trainer B has to be really good, really strong. Otherwise, it's like, well, I told the athlete one thing and you told them the complete opposite, or you said no and they said yes. And so it just, there's some challenges there. So I'm going to say friend. Kev?
I have been on a team of athletic trainers, and I have been solo. Ooh. I definitely never had a not overworked situation, though. But both of them were overworked, so I can equal that out. Gosh. You know what's interesting is when I was working on a team, the best part was like the camaraderie of the team, right? Of the athletic trainers, not necessarily the entire team, but like the three of us athletic trainers were like, I mean, we just had so much fun together. And maybe you were having a bad day, and maybe you sucked that day as an athletic trainer, but somebody would pick you up and somebody would make you laugh. Somebody would, whatever, remind you that life is a lot harder in many, many different professions. At the same time, being a solo athletic trainer, for the very short time I did, put all of the pressure, the onus, on performing each day, and I think made me a better athletic trainer.
That's a really good point.
Not that working with a team didn't make me a better athletic trainer, because I could always bounce things off of other people, but there were times when it was like I didn't need to take care of that. So I didn't take care of it. When if you're the only one taking care of everything, you know what? I don't like your questions, Dillon. Crap. I'm gonna go friend. Solely from the standpoint of I think it made me a better athletic trainer. I think it made me be able to. I would not have been able to transfer into the non-traditional setting of owning my own clinic and kind of having one-on-one time with each one of my patients. If I always worked in a team as easily as I did, because I had that experience of doing everything on my own. I went into my latest career or this career with a lot more confidence than I think I would have if it was 5 years earlier into my career. So I'm going to go friend. Big friend. Solo AT. On solo AT.
I don't know. I honestly, that's why I had you two go first, because I don't know what I would pick in this one. I think it goes back to the fact that I've only worked as a solo athletic trainer. And so I think that there are times when working as a solo athletic trainer are a friend in that you are able to push yourself and learn, but you're also able to, you're forced really to manage what actually needs to get taken care of versus what doesn't need to get taken care of. And then kind of going off of what Chad says, I think it's a foe because you don't have that support staff that's directly there to help you out on those complicated cases. Yes, you can have supports and you can have mentors where you're working on, where you send them what you see and things of that nature, but that's not the same as having another individual's eyes actually on the athlete and seeing what you're seeing and any reactions to that. I think ultimately For me, just being my personality in that I have worked solo my entire life, I'm going to go with it being a friend, just based off of the fact that it is an opportunity to push yourself and learn about what actually needs to be accomplished, and then it's also an opportunity for you to you're kind of thrown to the wolves, so it's an opportunity for you to prove yourself.
It looks like a lot of our listeners, our commenters, are saying solo because it really depends on who the heck your coworkers are. Somebody might have even mentioned, is it solo if the other person doesn't do anything? That might have been Kevin. I don't know if that was Kevin. He tends to say things like that.
Yeah, that does sound like a Kevin thing to say. I would say yes. It is solo if you are the only person doing something, and that other athletic trainer is not doing a thing. 100%.
You know what?
We've all been there.
I'm gonna F that athletic trainer not doing anything. Yeah, I brought a lunchbox.
I was going to say, you upgraded here.
How many did you bring? Did you just think that this was going to go to crap and needed to be prepared?
Dillon, you're highly underestimating how many I usually bring.
For those of you listening to the audio, Kevin's just cracking another.
I know that
Guinea.
Ours are always crappy. I figured this one was going to be the best one yet.
I don't know about that. So going on to the next one, let's go ahead and throw up FAT, our fictional athletic trainer. Yeah. So kind of following what we did with FMK, for those who are new, FAT is when we take fictional items, whether they be fictional characters or inanimate objects or anything of that nature, and we debate who out of whoever it is or whatever it is would make the best athletic trainer. So we had the debate of whether it would be pickles or bananas earlier, but for today's main topic, we all know that different individual or different sports kind of attract different types of personalities with athletes.
Hold on. Can you read the live stream comments real quick? You just got blown up here.
Got called out, Dillon.
Got called out on your own on your own thing. Sorry.
So Kevin goes, "Hey Dillon, did you just notify us of who you would be using in the FAT?"
Which is what we're supposed to do. And Aaron, yes, I did bring up. Aaron was late to the show.
Yes.
Aaron works for the Pickles. And I asked Dillon before if there was a feud brewing between the Savannah Bananas and the Pickles. And he said he was not aware of any feuds other than between the athletic trainers.
I would like to see a feud.
Aaron, are there feuds?
Because I believe he was referring to his feud with Aaron.
I think we need a little. I mean, there's no chance of the Bananas and the Pickles actually playing each other, right? Like that's an impossibility, correct?
Unless the Bananas go on another world tour.
Yeah.
I don't foresee that happening.
Well, maybe the athletic trainers can start publicizing that both teams should go on a world tour.
Yeah.
And we really need in the United States of America to know who the actual national champion is between the Pickles and the Bananas. I think that's a good idea. You guys keep publicizing that, and I think it'll happen. And you know what?
Pickles versus Bananas.
I promise you, if the Pickles play the Bananas, unless, well, chances are my wife, not your wife, Chad, unless I'm going to have a kid again, I promise there will be a live show of Candid Athletic Training at that Pickles Bananas game.
Yeah, I'll be there.
I would get a red eye to get over there.
There's a 0% chance of me having another kid. It doesn't mean Julie won't, but I won't. Kevin,
That's
you
a
can.
Good point.
Yeah,
it's a good point.
Yeah,
but if that happens, how great would that be? Oh, if we could announce the game. If we could be like old school announcers at a Pickles against Bananas game.
I would love to do play-by-play of a game.
that?
I'd be like, look at this shit. Another ball.
And oh God.
All right, we took over. Dillon,
Sorry.
tell us your fact.
All right, so our fat this week, beyond pickles and bananas, is going to be debating which stereotypical athlete, and yes, we're going to be stereotyping people in this, which stereotypical athlete would make the best athletic trainer? A baseball athlete, a hockey athlete, or a football athlete? So I'll go ahead and go ahead and start here. So when I think of my experience with baseball is obviously going to be quite different than both of yours experiences with baseball, because I work with the bananas. But from what I've gathered is that baseball players are very, very, very superstitious and very, 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 for lack of a better term, out there, and that they're kind of on their own world and their own planet. For hockey players, the way that I see hockey players are very, very out there, on a completely different universe than really anybody, in regards to how they live their everyday lives. And then your football athletes are going to be the ones that are more grounded, and have kind of worked. Again, I've worked very limited football, so I don't have a ton of experience working with football athletes and kind of really examining their personalities. So if I had to go with one, me personally, I'm going to go ahead and pick the football athlete, just based off of the fact that I think out of the three, they are the most quote unquote normal, and I like to think that athletic trainers are relatively normal in life.
That's really good.
Quote unquote normal.
There's a debate a little bit on the live stream, and when you first said this, I was thinking the same thing to myself. Superstitious. Are athletic trainers superstitious? Do you have your own superstitions? I think that's a great. I don't remember if we covered that really early in the show. Like, what are your superstitions? Like, I think we probably all, to a certain degree, have them. I know I did. I would consider myself. I would stand in the same place during the national anthem, kind of thing. Try and find the same spot in the dugout. Those kind of things. I think to me, those are a little bit.
Or is that routine though?
What's the difference?
Because superstition. Okay, so the way that I view superstitious is that if you don't do something.
Mike Hopper says, "I'm not superstitious. It's bad luck to be superstitious. I'm just stitious." Well done. Don't be super. Just be stitious.
the way that I view superstitious is if I don't do something, i.e., I don't stand in the right spot for the national anthem, and my team loses, I'm blaming that loss on the fact that I didn't stand there when I was supposed to. Whereas a routine is just, hey, this is what I do, and my team wins or loses regardless of how I do it or where I do it.
Well, Aaron just said it. The superstition becomes the routine if it works.
But see, that's the thing. That you added that add-in of if it works. What if it never works, but you continue to do it?
Okay. All right. So you're saying the football player makes the best AT because they're normal. Ish.
Well, normal-ish. And
Kevin?
I think that's the best way to describe. I think that's the best way to describe an athletic
Where
player.
did you go, or do you want me to go?
You can go.
So when I thought about this, the first thing I thought about was the ebbs and flows of the workday. I think the baseball player is so well equipped to be doing nothing for so long and then have to react and do something that it makes sense to me, because a lot of our day, we're not busy all the time, but we have to be on high alert. We have to be paying attention somewhat, sitting there being like, hey, I'm mentally here in case something happens. And that's what a baseball player is. It's not every 45 seconds another play runs. It's not every, a quick shift is in hockey. To me, the lulls of baseball followed by the short bursts of action made me think that would make a good AT. Now, the guys in the bullpen, they're flighty. I agree. Baseball guys can be aloof. But a little bit, they can be also, when you have a lot of downtime, you can think a lot. and you can maybe be outside the box. Maybe you, I don't know. I don't necessarily see that as a bad thing. I think hockey players, what the stereotypical hockey player, tough, gritty, will go through all injuries. And I don't necessarily know how that translates into being an AT. If you're the one that's like, just throw some dirt on it. Is that how it is? You've worked the most hockey.
It depends on the player. It really depends on the player. But
Sure.
there is that definite mentality throughout all of hockey of you play through your pain.
So here's the other thing. I think of the three sports, I would say football players are probably the most, I don't want to say pampered, but they are afforded maybe the most attention because it's probably seen, for better or worse, it's probably the premier sport in our country. Where the popularity of baseball and hockey is not quite there in terms of football. So I think you'll see a lot more of these athletes who are maybe just a little bit more appreciative of what they're given. So for what it's worth. I don't know. Kevin, what do you got?
Well, I was trying to find it.
What are you trying to find?
I was trying to find if we had like a
Superstition?
episode that was all about superstitions. We might. I know we do. I know we talked about it. I'll have to do some more digging, and maybe we'll do a Candid Classics of superstitions.
Yeah, we should.
All right. Baseball players. Rehab, more rehab. I'm going to do the exact same thing over and over and over again. I'm going to do the exact same thing every single day. I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to keep doing it.
The
and
routine.
I'm going to do it. The only variables are the things that were in the game, right? Pretty much everything else is, it's like it's perfectly planned. I take my 25 swings off the tee, and now I'm going off of my experience of what kind of pro ball is like. I've been around some pro football, never been around pro hockey, but I'm going to make some assumptions. And so I have a vote, unfortunately, for baseball players in that they have so much freaking time on their hands. And they do so much, like, preparation of their body that they get really, like, aware of what it takes to just get ready to do one thing.
Hypersensitive.
Sometimes right?
Too over the top.
So there's this, like, they have this capability. I had so many baseball players that practically could just be a shitty, but an athletic trainer, like, for a day. They would know how to tape somebody. They would know how to probably stretch a shoulder. They would know how to, make sure that the kit had everything that it needed to be in. Now, they wouldn't know how to do the emergency care. They wouldn't know how to evaluate more injuries, but they knew the lingo because they heard this and they heard that. Like, they always knew what was wrong with them before anybody could else tell them. So they get a little vote right now for me. Hockey, where I would say it translates to being an athletic trainer, is if I make the assumption that hockey players are kind of tough, that they fight through some pain that maybe other athletes don't. Athletic trainers don't get to just call in sick every day. They don't get to say, hey, my fingernail is a little broken. I don't think I can throw a ball today. You don't get to say, hey, my stomach hurts, but I don't know what's wrong. I'm just going to stay home for today. You're going to go play. You're going to go be an athletic trainer. So therefore, boom, vote for hockey. Now, football.
How many votes do you have?
I got as many as I want. Football, I think, plans for a lot of unknowns. I think the playbook. I'm thinking as much as the football player is generalized in the big dumb jock, if you can memorize that playbook, and I'm talking like if you're at like a good D1 school or if you're in the professional ranks, these guys are smart, and they have to know all the variables that can happen within this playbook. And it's like there's the base, right? There's the special test, but then when you add in what the range of motion is and what the manual muscle testing, all of a sudden we got audibles, we got orange barrels, we got reroutes. So they get my vote right there.
That's a really good point in terms of
crap. So
the special test is the base layer, and then you have to be able to adjust off of that. That's a really good point.
I'm inclined to go baseball only because I know it the most.
If you're seeing press coverage, you want to run this route, but if it's a zone, you need to break it off and run this kind of thing. I really like where you went with that.
Crapolas. You know, just for that reason, I'm going to go. Wait, what did you guys go? What did you say? You said football?
I went football.
I said that. No, I actually think personally, to me, the first thing I thought about was the ebbs and flows of the workday, and I thought baseball was the most prepared for that.
That's right.
Long, slow periods followed by, I mean, it was just one way of interpreting the question. I don't necessarily know if I came up with a final answer.
There's also a sense of like hockey, because you do need to just be, you need to be an absolute workhorse for like a minute and a half to 2 minutes at a time. Like you need to just be balls to the wall for 2 minutes, and then you get a little break.
That's the 20
balls to the wall, little break.
That's the prep before the practice?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like you just get slammed, and then all of a sudden you get a little break. Everybody's out at practice. Maybe they're a little stretching, little warm up. The coach is talking to them, and then boom, shit hits the fan again.
Can I yell Omaha next time I have to change rehab on the fly?
Yes, and if you don't yell Omaha or Orange Barrel, what
Orange
have
Barrels.
we taught you?
Oh, you gotta be
All
faster
right.
than that. All right, so final answers.
Final answer for me is football.
There you go.
Dylan?
There you go.
Or you want me to go?
I'm football. I said my answer beforehand. I'm not long-winded.
What? We are?
Whatever, host.
I think I would go baseball 1, football 2. Yeah, I'll just say baseball to be contrarian. I don't really necessarily know if I believe that, but
let's see what everybody else says.
Yeah, are there any comments here? Ed says hockey final answer. Kevin is wrong. See my reasoning above.
What?
Let's see the reasoning. It said give me 30 John Favreau's from Replacements.
Absolutely. Rah! Red jersey.
What if the baseball player is Chris Sale? Then he would beat up an athlete. Oh boy. All right. Very good.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, the poll is out. Baseball
on
wins.
our main topic for tonight.
All right. Give us 1 second here for feature topic.
What great music.
I know. All right. Here we go. Feature topic time. Give it to us, buddy.
Feature topic time. All right. So we all know that athletic trainers work a lot, and we brought it up a little earlier today of maybe the potential lack of work-life balance. But when athletic trainers do get away from work, what are some of your best ways that you like to unwind from a long day's work? I know for me, myself personally, the way that I like to unwind from a long day's work is I'll typically come home from work. I will take my dog on a walk. I typically will, if the weather is nice outside, I will sit outside. I'll enjoy a nice little old-fashioned, and I'll enjoy a cigar and just relax. Take in nature, maybe listen to some music, maybe read. But typically the 45 minutes of me sitting on my patio with an old-fashioned in hand and smoking a cigar is my me time where if I want to talk to anybody, that's typically where I'll send out some text messages to people that I'm thinking of, or just kind of work work however I need to, and just kind of find time to unwind. That's what I do on a day-to-day basis. In the off season, I typically try to go down to Florida, and relax. I've got a little vacation house down right outside of Fort Myers, Florida, where I will try to relax at.
Oh, where?
Oh, hey, vacation
where,
house.
Fort Myers.
Huh? Okay,
Where in
well,
Fort Myers? My
now
folks,
everybody's paying attention.
my folks are down in North Fort Myers. So where? What part?
It's Cape Coral.
Gotcha.
Coral, Florida.
All right.
Yeah. So during the off season, I try to make at least one, if not two trips, one at the beginning and one at the end, where I'm able to spend some time on the boat and just relax and maybe fish a little bit, enjoy some food, and hang out. So those are kind of my ways that I like to unwind, both on a day-to-day basis. I always make sure that I find kind of those 45 minutes of just me time every day, and then during the off season, I find that time to vacation. So both live streamers and you two, how do you guys like to unwind?
Yeah, let me read a couple of these live stream comments real quick. Ed said, Dillon, this feature topic will make or break this episode. And then when you said work-life balance, he said, we do, ? Maybe not KJ's former coworkers. Abby said, I'm a parent of 3 kids. WTF is unwind. Aaron said, reading books and playing with my dogs. Ed then said he ate a whole wheel of cheese. And he pooped in the refrigerator.
I don't speak Spanish.
Kento said, lift, run, bike, swim. This friggin' guy, he looks like friggin' Arnold Schwarzenegger, I bet.
Let's say that sounds like the Jersey Shore somehow.
Kevin Joyce said he smokes crack.
Wait.
And he said,
wait. Crack?
I smoke crack.
Okay.
He was joking. He said, I used to brew my own beer then when I had adequate staffing.
Somebody get this guy some staff so
Nathan-
we can get some beer.
Nathan Irvin said he said party at Dillon's vacation house.
There you go, Nate. There you go.
Abby said, in all seriousness, I love watching my kids play sports. And Mike Hopper said he learned something new today. He didn't know you had a vacation house. So
Crack.
Say crack again.
Crack. Okay. No, I got some questions. Dillon, brandy or whiskey in your old fashioned?
Bourbon.
Bourbon old
Okay.
fashioned.
Yep.
All right. Perfect. Yep. And then,
A borf.
I do have. I mean, when are we going to have a party at the house in Fort Myers? Why are we just finding out that you have a house in Fort Myers?
We all have those things that we hold near and dear to our house, near and dear to our hearts.
Well, now 200,000 people know that.
200,000.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Big ratings today.
So we just might have to do a location Fort Myers Candid Athletic Training from the beach. And are you close to a beach?
I'm about 5-10 minutes away from the beach, but we are right on
That's
the canal.
close.
We're on
perfect.
the corner of a canal. So you just hop into the boat, and it's 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes by car and 10 minutes by boat. So either way you want to go.
That sounds
get to the beach relatively quickly.
absolutely perfect. Actually, sounds absolutely perfect.
And the address is
123 Not Happening Street.
All right, I love it. You go.
Kevin, KJ, it's straight. I do straight bourbon.
straight bourbon. Okay. So how does Chad unwind? It's different now that, my hours have changed a little bit from the traditional setting to my current setting. I get home a little bit later. Now I get home, I immediately start cooking dinner for the fam.
Immediately.
Immediately. I walk in the door and it's the first thing I do is turn on the stove. We'll cook some dinner. We have to put Bennett to bed, usually around 8. Walk the dog. And then Julie and I try and catch an episode of something. Right now we are doing the Magic Johnson documentary. We just finished season 2 of Ted Lasso, which is, I think, a great show. Mm-hmm. It was worth the hype, I thought. I think the next thing we're going to tackle is The Boys.
Them boys.
I hear that's a pretty good show, so we're gonna look into that and check out the first couple episodes. And then after that, Julie usually falls asleep about 20 minutes in, so we don't even get through anything.
I'll cut you off right now. Whatever he just said of what he's watched, maybe the listeners want to start watching that stuff because it might be a fat.
Yeah, maybe start The Boys. I hear it's a good show, The Boys. I think it's on HBO. I believe it's on. Maybe it's not.
I don't know.
I don't know what streaming service it's on. I don't remember.
I'm still watching reruns of something other things.
And then usually Julie will go to bed and I'll stay up. And I'm a fan of like mobile games. Actually, the one I'm playing right now, I play on my laptop. It's an NFT game. It's really kind of fun.
An NFT game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what's an NFT?
Like a crypto game. Like you can earn non-fungible token game.
Okay.
Oh, it's on Amazon Prime. Okay. So like it's a nerdy game where you can earn some crypto by playing. So that's what I'm doing. It's called Splinterlands. That's what my fun is right now. And then I go to the gym in the mornings. So I still I wake up, I go to the gym, and I think that's still part of the relaxation process. So make sure no one under the age of 25 is around when you are watching The Boys.
Oh, hey, why? Yeah, why 25? Huh? What's going on there?
Must be dark and ominous.
What's what 25?
I don't know. So what about you, Kev?
What do you think? What do you think a 24-year-old can't see that a 25-year-old can see? A receipt for renting a car?
I was just saying renting a car.
I don't even know if that's true. Is that true?
I believe it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it's true.
Okay, because I never rented a car before I was 25, so I never got.
Now, if you have AAA, it gets waived for you.
Interesting. I always had AAA like in my 20s. I don't have any more. I had it in my 20s though. Unreliable cars. That's what'll get you. God, how do I unwind? The last 6 weeks of my life is much different than the previous 37. But normally, gym, like some sort of escape all the madness by exerting my body is usually the way I would do it. Now, definitely the dog. I don't think there's many days that like the serenity of, or actually I should say the simplicity of the only thing this being wants is to go outside, run, fetch a ball, and lick my face. I don't let him though. Is really cool to like dive into. Like you just, I just watch like a dog be happy, and you're like, okay, like that's pretty awesome. He's got no cares in the world. He's just happy he got to see me, and I'm happy I got to see him. Super into that to unwind. I'm right on your train though, Dillon. If I had a like just spot to be able to sit outside on a porch, on a deck, have a drink, and listen to nothing, maybe just have a nice little conversation with the wife, or not even have a conversation, just sit there and
preferably not talk to your wife.
That's pretty great. I will say, every night is a tough one, but like on the weekends, a lot of family time is pretty good. But me and my wife, before the kid, our way to unwind was actually just to like kind of walk the city. We would like go somewhere, and then we would start walking and see where it led us. If it led us to a restaurant, if it led us to a bar, if it led us to a park, whatever it was, just kind of walk, take in like things that you always are driving a million miles past. Like take a walk somewhere that you don't normally get to experience because you're always driving by it. Always my favorite thing to do on like a Saturday morning, Sunday morning, something on the weekend for myself, because I do have weekends off. Way to escape the rest of the week was pretty powerful. Now, but on the daily, I mean, for sure, I don't even think I have the patience, Dylan, to make the old fashioned, but I have the patience to maybe throw a small ice cube into a rocks glass and pour myself a bourbon, sit there, and maybe unlike Chad, catch up on a show. I actually like throwing something on the TV that I don't have to pay attention to, but I know I enjoy, and kind of just enjoy I don't have to think for just 1 second. Maybe 20 seconds, and if I can stretch that into 20 minutes, pretty great. So those are my big go-tos. Anybody else on the comments?
Chad, I gotta ask if you cook without your sense of smell, how does it come out tasting?
I don't know. I mean, I think fine. I will say this. I think I cook pretty boring foods. Like bland, like I wouldn't say bland, but like I'm a basic person. I'm not making sauces. I'm just pre-buying, a sauce or a seasoning and putting it on top of something. It's not like I'm doing stuff from scratch. I'm pretty much throw some salmon on the stovetop. Tacos. We don't eat fancy by any stretch of the imagination.
Eat fancy,
some frozen shrimp with some pasta, whatever. So I don't know. With the no sense of smell, I think I keep it real basic.
It's fair. It's fair.
I'm more of a,
Sure.
I guess maybe I'm more of a quantity over quality person when it comes to food. I don't need, even if we go out to eat, if we eat out a fair amount, I would say, it's not like we're going to super fancy restaurants. We're just going to go to a casual place where we know we're going to get something we like. We don't really care.
Yeah,
Genera says, my wife basically starves when I work late, which is a lot. Oops.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Old Bay is great on everything, not just shrimp and eggs.
Everything.
Old Bay is great on everything.
I just listened to
everything.
I listened to another podcast called The Spitballers, and they do a draft every week, and today's draft was best spices.
Oh, I could do that.
Best spices.
Big
Or
go.
best, maybe it was seasonings?
Probably.
I think it was seasonings. It's like salt was the number one pick.
There's a
Pepper's
seasoning
number one.
that you can get on Amazon. I put it on literally everything. It's called Special Shit.
Special shit.
Special Shit. They also make one that's called Chicken Shit, obviously for chicken. Bullshit made for your beef. But if you just get Special Shit, that's the way to go. You put that shit on everything.
Yeah, I mean they were thinking when they came up with that.
Yeah, that's just good marketing.
What are you putting on there? I'm putting chicken shit on it.
Chicken shit. Put bullshit.
Putting some special shit, right?
There you go.
Chad likes it casual. Yes, he does. Abby says pork chops is yummy with Old Bay. Kevin says they have Old Bay vodka, which makes a great Caesar.
Kevin's always thinking about vodka.
Allegro Creole is yummy. I put that shit on everything. Wait, that's a hot sauce.
I put this what is it? Adobo?
Yeah.
You gotta look it up.
There's a company, a local company here called Penzies.
Yeah.
I buy a lot of their pre-made stuff. They've got a barbecue. They've got a Cajun. They got a dry rub that I really like, and then they've got a specialty sauce, which is probably like your special shit. They got a specialty salt that I put on basically all my pasta, rice, and especially my buttered popcorn. It is the best popcorn salt I've ever had. It is I think a small hint of sugar in it, which is great. It's like crack.
Just to keep that pancreas guessing.
Say crack one more time.
Well, thanks for having me on, guys. That's all that I had for tonight.
Wait, I thought we were talking.
it.
I thought we were talking hardcore like scenario role play emergencies. I thought you were
Seriously,
gonna
like,
run
what
us through
happened?
some testing here.
I thought I was gonna get like
Nope,
CPR
that's all
certified
I
on
had.
this show.
You are the king
all I
of
had.
being emergent. Yeah, I was gonna get some EBPs tonight.
Yeah, the EVPs that y'all have been quoting for the last few weeks is actually going to be coming from me. No, I tried I tried to venture out from what I'm comfortable with and what I know, which is emergency medicine, and tried to make it as best I can to what you all have. So yeah, I definitely have the emergency medicine background, and am big on the emergency medicine, but definitely wanted to try something that wasn't emergency medicine focused. I'm actually emergency medicine burnt out. I just had a retest for my EMT this past weekend, so definitely trying to take a breath out of EMS.
The man of many talents.
Mike said he knew that you were going to mention emergency medicine at some point. Aaron wants to know if you're going to be on the Banana Land show.
I will not be on the Banana Land show. I believe that they filmed that prior to my arrival, but they are doing a live. I believe they're doing a live stream of their game Friday night, which I'll be at, and then I believe that they're going to be doing some more filming of that, so I'll be covering that. But they will. I believe those episodes that they already have filmed. I am not a part of those episodes.
It's too bad.
It's too bad. Until next year for them. They get
Next year. Yeah.
They get a whole season of Dillon, and then they can, have some fun on that Banana Land show. I don't even.
Then they realize that they don't want me on camera anymore. And get rid of it.
Like, no, not after they see this podcast. This is going on your resume. I'm no doubt about it.
The ratings and any hopes of a future job are down the toilet.
I doubt it.
Dylan, because of you, we had several new people on the live stream that have not been regulars. So you brought it.
There we go.
We had a Hopper sighting. We had a Nathan Irvin sighting. Yeah.
Well, we would like to let everybody know that they have the opportunity to have their own show, just like Mr. Dillon here. Check out the website, candidathletictraining.com. Check out those membership levels and see if you want to do your own show as well. And maybe you can become the new #1 fan. I had to say it, that both Dillon and Ed are around. Who can be the next #1 fan? But Dillon, seriously, you did a great job. You had great topics. You had great FMK. You had a great fat. I think we all laughed. I peed my pants a little bit, but that might just be because I should have gone to the bathroom beforehand. I didn't have any Sour Patch Kids, so I should probably have at least one. What else do we need to tell everybody?
Just come back next week.
Yeah. CandidAthleticTraining.com. Candid_ATC.
So
Dillon.
for Dylan, for Kevin, I'm Chad. Thank you all.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.